Hey guys, how we doing? Welcome to the High Road Brewery, where this week I will be looking at a brand new yeast by lallemand Brewing, and it's been done in collaboration with Verdant. Now this is their house yeast that they've brought on, and it's brand new. Now, as part of the launch of the new yeast, Malt Miller and lallemand came together and did gave away the yeast for free for homebrewers to try and do a competition. So the idea was to brew a Neipa in the style of Verdant, and that's what I did, but also just try to put my own twist on it and all the different things I've learned in the past. Now, for me, Neipas can be too strong in a keg. I don't mind Neipas in like a one-off sort of thing, like 6.5, but for me, a keg of it's just too much. So I think basically what I wanted to do was bring the alcohol down, kind of in the style that I do, but still keeping it super juicy and quite thick, creamy mouthfeel. And so I decided to try and do it as a 4.3%. I kept my efficiency that I've previously been doing for before my last kind of 3 or 4 beers. Here I've been doing it at kind of 72%. And so with that kind of those figures, I keyed it up for a 4.3. But I think we're definitely seeing a big increase in my efficiency here at the brewery. This one that I brewed ended up 80% efficiency. So again, my efficiencies are just coming right through. And the key to that in the end was just sparging. My sparge was just put right to a trickle, and when I'm running it off, I'm also just having that a complete trickle, and then just having the water sparging on top, just everything super slow, and it seems to have made a massive difference. I think maybe the bottom, all my grains were maybe getting too crushed with the pull when I was doing my runoff, and therefore this is now keeping it all kind of in suspension and not crushing down and finding gaps to then not properly kind of sparge my grains. So really happy with this now, the new setup doing that, the new method. So yes, really good. Anyway, let's go on to the brew day, and then I've got a tasting as well at the end with my mates Ross and Dell. Dell also brews as well. He's the K-Wood Brewery, and yeah, the two of us have been doing a lot of brewing together as well. So yeah, his opinion was quite good to hear from another brewer's perspective, and then also Ross, who just drinks a lot of beer as well. So yeah, both of them know what they're talking about, so that was good. And yeah, so we'll check that out first, alright? And I'll catch you at the end for my kind of wrap up thoughts and recipe as well. Right, I'll see you then. Bye. So this is just over at the K-Wood Brewery, and we're going to do the tasting for the Verdant Neipa Heisenberg that I've done. So right guys, if you have a wee sniff and just let us know what you can smell.
It's really citrusy. just my cup of tea.
It's like...
It's really like the milkshake one.
What kind of fruit?
I'm thinking kind of pineapple.
Yeah, I'm thinking pineapple.
Mm.
It's definitely got that kind of...
Pineapple with a hint of pretension.
Must be time to drink.
Right, okay.
Let's dig in.
A note of hipster. It's nice.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's nice.
It's definitely pineapple-y.
Tastes very similar to the pineapple one.
Mm.
It's really smooth, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like so creamy. And it's
got a wee bit more bitterness in the pineapple one.
It's got a nice, it's like just on the front of the tongue sort of thing. It's got this... Oh, but it's super tropical.
It's quite strong.
I think it's about 5.2. We're talking, because I didn't want to go too strong, because I don't like these 6.5% Neipas. So...
Because you pass it.
Because you pass it and you can't drink a keg it. So I thought, why not just bring it in here and then you can drink it. But no.
Excellent.
That is lovely.
Oh, that's good.
It's lovely.
Cool. Cheers.
It's almost identical to the pineapple one. Just slightly more bitter.
Anyway.
Definitely, it's lovely.
Okay, welcome back guys. Thanks for sticking around for the video. If you really like that cinematic footage, then hit that subscribe button. Almost at 400 subscribers, which is amazing. And yeah, just awesome. And hit the like as well if you loved the video. I'll run through the recipe that I used, just as if anyone's interested now. And yeah, we'll go for that. Okay, so I've called it the Heisenberg on the back of the Walter White series I did. I used a lot of kind of white wheat in that, and so I wanted to kind of continue that. So I ended up going with, basically, I've went with 2 kilos of Golden Promise, and then I went for 1.3 kilos of Bohemian Pilsner malt. They're the two that I've got in stock, and the Bohemian Pilsner was to give it a kind of lighter, very, very light kind of appearance, whereas a Golden Promise can, if you do use a full load of that, then it's quite orangey, which is probably good. But for this, I wanted to try and, you know, for the lighter beer, I wanted to try and, you know, make it really pale. And then I've went for 250 grams of carapils. I went for half a kilo of flaked wheat to give it a real kind of cloudy appearance. And then it was 316 grams of white wheat, and then 80 grams of Cara Gold. And then for my hops, I've went 5 grams of Magnum at 60 minutes. And then the rest has went in at a whirlpool of 20 minutes. And I put in Citra, Galaxy and Sabro. Now, the Citra I went for 27.4 grams. The Galaxy I've went for 20 grams. And the Sabro was 22.8. These are points because this was the actuals that I ended up putting in. And then that was left in for 20 minutes, and then I transferred to the fermenter, and then it was fermented at 19, and then I think about 10-20 it was then up to 21 degrees, and then after that, a couple of days, I then cold crashed down, well, I crashed it down to 14 for the dry hop. And the advice was from Verdant was to do your dry hop. So I did that with 80 grams of Citra, 80 grams of Sabro and 60 grams of Galaxy, and then 20 grams of Denali. And so you put that in, and then a day later you blast it with CO2 from underneath. So my yeast brink that I've got, it's got a CO2 port. So I used that to blast the CO2. But before I blasted it and did my dry hopping, I actually took the yeast off the bottom of the cone as well. So I've harvested that for another time to use again. But if you're not doing that, basically I blasted the CO2 so it kind of gets the hops into suspension. And then straight away I cold crashed after doing that. So it went down to, I think I can get mine down to about 6 degrees during the summer in my fridge, my larder fridge. So took it down to that and then kegged it and then CO2'd it, burst CO2, and then I think about 3 or 4 days later I actually bottled it up because it was such a tight turnaround with this competition. So got the bottles out in the post, and then I think about 2 weeks later now I went to my mates and we basically drank the rest of the keg. It was actually that good. It was a proper juicy, citrusy beer that was so creamy and full kind of mouthfeel. It was like, I would say it was like a kind of medium mouthfeel. It wasn't like super thick the way some of them are with your maltodextrin and all that sort of thing. It was kind of medium. It was definitely for the ABV. It was a really, really good body for the ABV. So yeah, it was cracking beer and went really quick. So really enjoyed it. And yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Something, again, a little bit different, and we'll see how we get on in the competition. I'm not expecting to do massively great. The beer took about 5 days with Hermes to get to the brewery, and I'm pretty sure at that time there was a massive heat wave on as well, so it was up to 30 odd degrees or high 20s anyway in the UK. So the beer's probably not travelled well, but hopefully it'll be good and it'll do well. I loved it, and I think that was the main point, was I wanted to brew a beer that I would love, and I do think it was to the style of a kind of set. It was more kind of session Neipa. It ended up 5.2%, and yeah, really enjoyed it, and I will definitely do something along the lines of that again. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe if you're not. 400 people are subscribing to my channel, which is insane. So thank you very much to all you guys that are out there. Hit down with the comments. Love chatting to you guys. And yeah, I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.